What's up guys, Mickle here, and we just got some extremely exciting information that you need to see. The US Treasury has just delivered a framework to President Joe Biden on international crypto regulations. In this video, we're going to break down all the most important parts of this bill. Guys, this thing is extremely bullish, and it looks like it has Ripple and XRP's name written all over it. Make sure you guys stick around for that. I think you're going to like this a lot. We also see Gary Gensler getting absolutely cooked by different members of Congress and even by the media now. In this video, I want to show you some big losses that Gary Gensler just took that are really flying under the radar. I think this is going to make it really hard for him to push the Ripple SEC case much further because it looks like most of the big players that give oversight over him are really starting to turn their back on his agency. Last of all, when are we finally going to see a stop to the current downturn in the crypto market? At the end of the video, I want to show you something very interesting from an insider that's going to tell us we may have actually already seen the bottom. Make sure you guys stick around for that. This is very important. Like always, if you guys are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Guys, like I said in the intro, if you're ever looking for a place to buy XRP or even just a new exchange to try out, you should definitely sign up with Uphold using the link in the description below. Uphold is honestly one of my favorite exchanges. I use it all the time over any other exchange out there, so make sure to check that out if you're looking for a good place to buy XRP. Let's jump into the video though, and I had to show you this because John Deaton tweeted this earlier today, and I thought it was on the money and one of the biggest issues with the SEC today. John Deaton tweeted out, "The SEC is a broken and failed institution. Look how the lawyers at the SEC only care about winning a case and not about the truth and justice." So I think John Deaton was on the money with this statement, and it's actually what I have been most critical about the SEC for throughout this entire Ripple SEC case. The SEC has been pursuing this case like it's a win at all cost case. But the fact of the matter is that is not how their agency should be treating it. The agency should be looking to protect retail investors at all costs, not win a case at all costs. If a case is going to harm retail investors, the SEC should not be pursuing this. In this case against Ripple, the SEC is not only pursuing a case against Ripple that would harm retail investors, they purposely dragged XRP holders into this case and denied any efforts for XRP holders to be removed from the case. John Deaton specifically told the SEC at the very onset of this case, if you take XRP holders out of this case by declaring that XRP today traded in the secondary market is absolutely not a security of Ripple. The SEC completely denied this, shut John Deaton down, and chose to keep XRP holders in this case. This is a blatant effort by the SEC to use the XRP holder as leverage to try to win this case against Ripple, and they could not care less if it harms them in the way. The SEC is a broken institution. They want to win this case against Ripple to expand their own jurisdiction over the crypto industry. They could care less about the damage it does to XRP holders in the process. The SEC's whole goal here is to try to get some money off of Ripple and get more power over the crypto industry so they can go around arbitrarily suing different crypto projects. This is why John Deaton says the SEC is a broken and failed institution. Their one mandate to protect retail investors, they are doing the exact opposite of. They are using us as leverage. They're trying to use us as a bargaining chip to Ripple to try to get more money and more power. This is one of the grossest things about this entire case with the SEC and Ripple. The SEC knows we do not have to be involved, but they are choosing to involve us because it thinks it makes their case stronger. Let's move on from that rant though and get into the breaking news. Just today, the US Treasury has delivered a framework to President Biden on international crypto regulations. And guys, get a listen to this because this is one of my favorite parts. The framework lays out guidelines on how the country should collaborate with other governments on blockchain oversight. Let me read that again. Collaborate with other governments on blockchain oversight. This is something I have been pounding the table on since we got the executive order. Forget about the stupid SEC for a second. The highest levels of the US government wants the United States to stay competitive in cryptocurrency. They want sensible regulations that will allow innovation to prosper and keep the technology in US borders. What the US Treasury is proposing here is to leverage sensible regulations produced by different governments around the world to help create a more unified crypto framework that the entire world can look to. Well, that is extremely bullish because every other country in the world that has provided any kind of crypto guidelines, any kind of crypto regulations, have come out and stated that XRP is in no way a security. This means that the SEC is so far out of line with their current case against Ripple, and most of the US government does not even agree it makes any sense. If the US Treasury thought the SEC case had any merit, they would not be saying the US should base their regulations on what other countries are doing. It makes absolutely no sense for every other country in the world to call XRP not a security, and magically once XRP crosses into the US market, it suddenly becomes a security. That is the complete opposite of a unified framework, but also happens to be the exact thing that the SEC is pushing for. This is just another example of why the SEC's case against Ripple is so absurd and will ultimately fall flat on its face. With that said, I wanted to show you two more important points mentioned in this bill because I think it's going to show you that the US government in general really is very bullish on cryptocurrencies and actually see cryptocurrencies as a method of upgrading our financial infrastructure. It's not just me who thinks this, it's the Treasury too. Listen up to this. Cryptocurrencies should be used to reinforce US leadership in the global financial markets and in the technological and economic competitiveness, including through the responsible development of payment innovations and digital assets by advancing technology and regulatory standards that align with US values. Also, they should support technological advances that promote responsible development and the use of digital assets by advancing research and relationships that increase shared learning. These are both very bullish statements and directly tell us that the cryptocurrency ecosystems, the cryptocurrency networks, are going to be used to upgrade our financial infrastructure. This is exactly what we know is coming, and we know that XRP is a primed player for this. And once again, it's not just me saying this. Take a listen to the Treasury themselves. They say that one of the best uses for cryptocurrencies is reducing the cost of domestic and cross-border payments. This thing sounds like it was written by Ripple. This sounds like it has XRP in mind. Guys, this is very bullish, and it just makes me really happy to see that some portions of our government actually get it. They're not just trying to destroy innovation. I really hope that once agencies like the Treasury start communicating this to Congress and to other agencies in government, they're going to realize that the SEC is so far out of line right now. They're going to put the SEC in their place and get the SEC out of the way to stop putting the brakes on cryptocurrency innovation in the US. So guys, one quick thing I wanted to point out, and this doesn't have to do with the Ripple SEC case necessarily, but I still think it's pretty important. Ashley Prosper tweeted out, the SEC is underwater. Investors, market participants, Congress, and now the courts are finding the SEC is overstepping its authority and violating the Constitution. This is pretty bullish because over the last couple days, we have actually seen the SEC lose a lot of cases in high-level courts. This shows that the courts are sick of the SEC's overreach and they are not afraid to rule against them. One of the biggest things I feared when this Ripple SEC case started was that the courts were going to rule with the SEC simply because it was the SEC. Based on what I've been seeing over the last couple weeks, over the last couple months, I do not think that's the case at all, and I actually think these courts are excited to rule against the SEC. I've seen the SEC lose some cases recently that I didn't think they would ever lose. And it looks like the courts are ready to smack down the SEC's overreach. This is a very good sign because the SEC's case against Ripple couldn't be more obvious overreach, and I think the SEC is going to be very hesitant with taking this thing to higher level courts because they are slowly learning that these courts are not afraid to shut them down. And last of all, I wanted to show you this because it seems like we have gone absolutely nowhere in the cryptocurrency market for like years now. I know it hasn't been that long, but it hasn't been a fun time to be invested. FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried said the other day, worst of the crypto liquidity crunch is over. So this is a pretty bullish statement, and it's really important to understand who this is coming from. This is coming from one of the CEOs of the largest crypto exchanges in the world. If he thinks we are almost out of the woods, well, that is a very good sign, and I think is a very positive indicator for the entire market. I think it's very important to listen closely to what people like Sam Bankman-Fried say, because he's a very honest actor in this industry. So I think listening to him is actually a pretty good person to listen to. If he thinks we're almost out of the woods, I'm taking that as a very bullish sign. He sees all the backroom deals. He sees all the things going on under the hood. He knows when things are getting better. So for him to come out and say that he thinks things are on the up and up after this, that is something I really like to hear. We know we can't be in this dip forever. We know we're going to turn around. We need the macro to loosen up a bit, but most of the big guys have been saying they've been waiting for this liquidity crunch to be over. They're waiting for some big guys to go under. Hopefully we've seen the worst of that with Celsius. Hopefully we don't see any tether action. I'm crossing my fingers. But if we really are towards the end, that is a very positive development, and I would certainly be in favor of that. Anyway, guys, I hope all of you have a great night. Thank you so much for coming. It really does mean so much to me. But for now, Mickle out.